everybody's excited as I am to see the NFL come back because, oh man, it's the longest off season of all of them. And yeah, I like hearing about football talk. The draft is nice. That gets a big event. It seems like we had football all year round this year, but I want to see them play the games. That's really what I watch the sport for, is see them play the games. All the talk is great, but you never know what's going to happen until they hit.
That's America's real sport now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's America's new pastime. It's our future time, too.
To the rest of the world,
Pastime and
it
future
has
time.
America in the name.
It does. That's true. American football, because they want to call football something that you kick that round ball around at a net with people. That whatever that game is called, the most popular game in the world. I don't know what that game's called. It's called soccer, not football. Okay, it's called football.
Except here.
I don't know.
No, this house.
We're in America. We'll call it soccer. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah. So let's run down some of the things going on now. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stories that I've heard of people getting arrested and suspended. So I'm going to try to keep those down, but that's like all the stories. So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna have to talk about them all. Let's start with Wes Welker.
Already though, like right before the season starts.
Unfortunately, they announced a bunch of them right before it started. So we're going to start with Wes Welker, the talented Denver Broncos wide receiver. He's been suspended for the first 4 games of the year due to using amphetamines. Now, that's bad. That means like meth or something like that. I mean, there are other types of amphetamines, I'm sure, but that's what I think of when I hear amphetamines. So that's not good. And it was kind of interesting because they were talking about it, and he was drug tested randomly right after the Kentucky Derby. And now the NFL doesn't always drug test people. If you're a player that usually they don't see any weirdness with you, you've passed your initial couple drug tests when you first got in the league, and they usually leave you alone. I thought Wes Welker would be one of those people that they would leave alone, but he was at the Kentucky Derby this year, and apparently he was acting kind of strange. Now, he won a good amount of money. He did bet on one of the horses, won something like $50,000 on one of his bets. And there's a lot of photos of him walking around talking to fans and just handing out money. Just, here you go, here's some money, here's some money. Make it rain, make it rain. And,
they're suspicious. Anyone who gives out money must be on drugs.
Well, then they drug tested him, and they're saying that this was like the day or two after the Kentucky Derby. And what happened? He tested positive. Now, his story is he never intentionally ingested amphetamines. So I kind of believe him, to be honest with you. I mean, this guy's been in the league for over 10 years. We've never had this problem with him. I can't imagine it would just pop up out of nowhere unless, like, Colorado has, like, the worst amphetamine problem ever. So when he moved from New England to Colorado, like, it was everywhere and he couldn't stay away from it. But his real defense here is that he must have had something slipped into his drink, which is interesting because he's saying to the world, I got roofied at the Kentucky Derby. I guess not roofied, mollied would be the right word, because mollies are more amphetamines, right? I don't know. What are these drugs? Brendan doesn't know.
Mollies. Brian, why don't you educate us all on the various terms for, drugging other people without their knowledge?
Well, yeah.
It seems like you have an extensive
I know
knowledge
Molly.
of this.
I know Roofie and Molly, all right? That's all I know. There might be other ones, but I don't know. But he thinks somebody slipped him a Molly while he was there, and that might explain some of the erratic behavior. Now, I don't think it's erratic, him giving away money. He's like, oh, I'm a millionaire anyway. Let me make somebody else's day a little better. I don't fault him at all for doing that. I actually praise him.
NFL owners don't like that precedent. They're like, what? Giving away money? Being generous? No.
How dare you? How dare you be generous to
drugs?
To drug test him now. Do it now. So yeah. But apparently that's what happens in the NFL. Is they drug test you right after. So yeah. So that's weird. I'm hoping we won't hear any type of issue from Wes Welker again like this. He will have to serve his 4-game suspension. There's really nothing you can do. Sorry, buddy. You are stuck with that tag that you got suspended for amphetamines. But I'll tell you how to make up for it. Those 12 games that you are allowed to play this year, just be spectacular. Show everybody that, hey, I'm not doing drugs. I'm a finely tuned physical athlete, and nobody will remember this by next year. So, yeah. So let's move it on to the next.